It said that Neville Goddard held VIP exclusive meetings that were held in secret for only a select few of his students. I have to wonder to myself, what was discussed in those meetings? I'm pretty sure that they were never recorded and there are no records of them now. I wonder what they talked about. Was there more knowledge that we don't know about, or possibly was there a master course that he taught people? Because from what I understand, when Neville would speak of the ladder exercise, he would say to the broad audience he had, once you climb the ladder, come back and we'll meet again. But I think from the way that I heard it, he would say all of you aren't going to climb the ladder. So only those who climb the ladder in the ladder exercise come back so that we can reconvene. The ladder exercise is where Neville Goddard tells you to say in your mind that you will never climb a ladder. You are not going to climb a ladder no matter what happens. You're to fall asleep thinking, I will not climb a ladder. I will not do it. While you're doing that, you can't help but to see yourself in first person climbing that ladder. And of course, with the law of assumption, you wind up climbing a ladder. But the real question is, what about all of the rest of these people who hear this knowledge, who maybe are interested in it, but aren't necessarily called to it? I do believe that only certain ones of us are called to this, to practice it and execute it in the way that Neville Goddard teaches it. We are, in my opinion, a secret society who are pretty much living an open secret. In my last video, I talked about flaunting your godhood, being bold and brash about it, and not necessarily caring what other people thought about you and your standing as a human god. However, what I've found is so many people who practice the teachings of Neville Goddard, like Oprah Winfrey, she's not afraid to be herself, and she understands who she is as a human god. However, I have heard her quote Neville Goddard verbatim, but never has she ever, in her 40-year career, ever mentioned him by name. Not once. And I think to myself, well, why would she do that? Because we all know Oprah's the queen of talk. She loves to talk, but she has never mentioned Neville Goddard ever, but she has quoted him verbatim. I think Oprah, like a lot of other students, realize who they are. They understand the teachings. They practice the teachings. However, they still subterfuge who they are. They conceal what they know, because I think the ultimate secret society is those of us who have figured out and know that we are God. We are this ultimate 1% that has been rumored on the internet for years. That's what I believe. And I feel like we are the 1%, but it's kind of an open secret, hiding in plain sight. There has to be a reason why the most powerful people in the world, the richest, the most influential, I'm talking Oprah, Bill Gates, Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of the heavy hitters of the world that we know, they kind of let you in on the secret. And of course, they hint at it in their work, in their art. We certainly know that Jay-Z and Beyonce hint at who they really truly are. We know that Oprah constantly hints at who she truly is. There are lots of other teachers that Oprah will embrace, but she will never, ever, ever acknowledge or mention Neville Goddard. I think there's something to that. Years ago, I was told about this theory called the 90%, the 9%, and the 1%. So it goes like this. 90% of people are just willfully dumb and uninformed, and for the most part don't care that they're uninformed. Then the 9% are people who aren't informed and are wasting their time trying to convince the 90% of who they are and what they need to do to have better lives. And then, of course, that 1% knows all of the same information that the 9% knows, but it doesn't share it with anyone. That 1% moves in a stealth way, not telling anyone about anything, because that 1% wants to control everything. That 90% that are trying to be convinced by the 9%, they don't believe the 9%. And actually, I think that 1% hopes the 90% does not want to know and does not want to better themselves. Another thing that's so scary to me when I think about it is that the majority of people in this world are completely and entirely controlled by their belief in their respective external gods. Just think about that. These people are willing to do anything. They're willing to die for this belief. They're willing to give up their lives for a belief where they're ultimately slaves and something else is the master. Think about how vulnerable those people are, and think about what they're willing to sacrifice for merely believing something. I can't believe that there are people in this world who would not want to be, understand that they are, or be happy to know that they're God. But you have so many people in this world who want a boss. They don't want to be responsible for anything, and they're willing to sacrifice their entire time and their lives on this earth, on this plane, just so that they don't have to be responsible. That's crazy to me. But if you think about it, that's what most people are in this world. So if you're one of the small few that I believe exist who are actual successful practitioners of the teachings of Neville Goddard, consider yourselves one of the 1%. That's how I see it. Because the rest of the world is still on Rhonda Byrne's The Secret. And they don't really want to go beyond that. They want something that they can digest. They want something that they can apply to the external God they already love and praise. They don't ever want to be God, ever. They don't want to understand it. They reject it. They want nothing to do with it. I'd first heard about the elusive Illuminati about 15 years ago, and I was just told they were a secret group of people that ran the world, who had power, influence, and money, and they had a major secret that nobody else knew about. And I am convinced we, as students of Neville Goddard, I think they're talking about us. We are the 1%, and we are the Illuminati. What other colossal secret or power could anyone have other than understanding that they are God and subterfuging it and not letting anyone else know, or not trying to convince anyone else that it's the truth? I want to take this time to say thank you to everyone who's commented, who's subscribed. I really appreciate it. I thank you so much. Again, I want to tell you, I don't really have a lot of people to have these discussions with. That's why I started the channel. And I hope that you're enjoying this content as much as I'm enjoying making it for you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, bye everybody.